In San Diego on the guns police say were used in the shooting. Our investigative reporter Mitch Blocker tracked down a Hillcrest pawn shop owner who is sure that Holmes visited his store multiple times to talk about guns. Mitch?
Yeah, that pawn shop owner is one of only two in the county that sells guns. The owner told me that the second he saw James Holmes' picture, he checked his records to make sure he did not sell him anything dangerous.
My first words out of my mouth was, "Oh my God, he looks very familiar."
David Casper says he immediately recognized James Holmes as a frequent customer in his Hillcrest pawn shop.
I very specifically remember James Holmes' face.
Today he couldn't escape his face or the memory of several conversations about specific firearms.
People normally don't just wander in off the street and peruse the firearms. When they started mentioning the firearms that he had, it sounded very much like the firearms I recommend to my customers.
Casper says he talked to Holmes about an AR-15 assault rifle, a Remington 870, and a .40 caliber Glock handgun. All weapons Colorado authorities say Holmes bought legally before the shooting.
When they mentioned the type of firearms, I was like kind of taken aback, because those are exactly the firearms that I would have normally recommended.
Sounds like he did some good old-fashioned research too, go into a pawn shop and ask about the different weapons.
Wendy Patrick is an author and lecturer who writes about spotting red flags to find dangerous people.
It's interesting that this man remembers him, that maybe that tells us something about the frequency with which somebody asks about those particular weapons.
Casper says he was immediately aware that Holmes may have used him to study up on the weapons he bought before the shooting.
He seemed very, very familiar.
Now, Casper did not sell Holmes any guns. Again, he said that was the first thing he checked once he saw Holmes' picture.
You said frequently, you'd seen him frequently. How many times do we think that he went into that shop and talked guns?
He says 2 times at least, but probably more. He says he has surveillance video, but he just has so much surveillance video because it's a pawn shop that without knowing the specific dates when he was there, it's just hard to see him in that pawn shop.
And with his life here in San Diego through